Hello everybody. It's great to kind of see you. Well, I guess you can see me at least. I'm pretty sad that I won't get to see you guys for 2 weeks, but hopefully these next two videos today and tomorrow will at least allow you to see me for a little bit. I don't know if that helps at all, but yeah. So today we're going to be going into lesson 11.3, which is over dividing polynomials. We're going to go through the first two problems today in class, and then tomorrow's video is going to be covering the last two problems. As far as this video is on YouTube. I would really recommend using this video effectively. And what that means is feel free to pause the video whenever you need. You can rewind the video whenever you need if you need something repeated. But use this video effectively, especially when it comes to when I'm working out the problems. If you've missed something and you need to go back and check, rewind it. Okay, if you need to, during the got it problems, I would really recommend that once I bring up the got it slides for you to pause the video and actually work out the got it problems. I know it's going to be tempting for you to think, oh, Mr. Yoder's not actually here. I can just skip these got it problems and I don't have to do them. Okay, I mean, yeah, you can do that. I'm not going to know. But I would really recommend you actually putting forth the effort to doing them, because that will be to your benefit. Okay, so really work out the problems. Pause it during that time. When you're done then with the got it, you can unpause, and what I'll do is I'll have the answers then on the screen so that you can see if you got the got it problems right or wrong. Okay, so you'll know if you made a mistake or whatever. Okay, so make sure you use the video effectively. Another thing I need to tell you about is if you look down at the bottom left of the screen down here, you can see that I have my email address listed. Okay, if you need to get a hold of me today, tomorrow, next week, anytime while I'm gone, feel free to use this email here. Email me. I can't guarantee I'll respond to it right away. I'll be kind of busy over the next 2 weeks, but I'll have my phone on me. I can check my email. I can respond to you, I think, somewhat quickly. I guess I don't know how busy I'll be, but I should be able to respond to you somewhat quickly if you have a question over a homework problem, an assignment, or whatever. Okay, so feel free to use that if you need it. Okay? All right, let's get on to the lesson. Our objective today is to be able to divide polynomials. Okay, so our first problem is dividing by a monomial. So we've got this polynomial right here, and we want to divide it by this monomial. Okay, now this might seem a little complicated or a little tricky, but really we can just set it up like a fraction. What we're going to do is we're going to split each of these terms up in this polynomial. We're going to set each of these up as individual fractions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite them as fractions over 3x squared. So I'm going to, and you have to bear with me because writing with my mouse is not the easiest thing to do, but we're going to write this 9x cubed over the 3x squared. The next term is negative 6x squared, so I'll do negative 6x squared over 3x squared. And then I'm going to use the next term, which is a positive 15x, and I'll have that over 3x squared. Okay? Now I know you're probably making fun of me secretly right now because this handwriting's terrible. I dare you to try and write with your mouse and do better than this. Okay? It's not easy. Okay? It's hard. All right? So now all we have to do is we divide each term. Okay? So we know 9 divided by 3 is 3. X cubed divided by x squared, that reduces to just x. So the result of this first division here is just 3x. Now we're going to subtract 6x squared divided by 3x squared. Well, they both have x squareds in them, so we can cancel those out. And then we just do 6 divided by 3, which gives us 2. And now for the last part. Okay, we can divide out the 15 divided by 3. That's 5. I'll put the plus sign first here, but that's 5. Okay, and now we have x. Remember, this is x to the first power over x squared. when the bigger exponent is on the bottom, your variable is going to stay on the bottom. If the bigger exponent is on top, like it was here, then the exponent stays on top. Okay? But here, the bigger exponent is on the bottom of the fraction. So that means our x, our variable, has to stay on the bottom. 2 minus 1 is 1, so that means this is going to be 5 over x to the first. Okay? So our solution here is 3x minus 2 plus 5 over x. Okay? Again, if you need to see any of that again, feel free to pause it and rewind it. Okay? So now the got it problems are here. Feel free to pause the video right now and see if you can work out these problems doing what I just showed you. Alright, so hopefully you paused it and hopefully you actually practiced them. If you didn't, shame on you. I would really recommend you stopping before I show the answers. Go back and do them. Okay, I promise you it will be beneficial. Okay, so this first problem here, we've got 4a cubed plus 10a squared plus 3a, and we're going to divide it by the monomial 2a squared. Okay, I'm going to go over this one with you. The other ones I'm just going to put the answers up, I think, just to save some time. So I'm going to write it out. 4a cubed over 2a squared plus 10a squared over 2a squared plus 3a over 2a squared. And now we'll just divide each one out like we did with the previous example. A cubed over a squared is just going to be a to the first, and then 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we're going to start off with 2a here. Over on this next one, we've got 10 divided by 2, which is 5. A squared divided by a squared is 1. Those cancel out, so we just have 2a plus 5 so far. Now we're going to add our final one. We've got 3 divided by 2. And I would really just say keep this as 3 over 2, because that can't reduce any further. And then a over a squared, remember our bigger exponent is on the bottom, so our variable is going to stay on the bottom with the 2. 2 minus 1 is just 1, so it's just going to be a to the first power. So the solution here to the first one is 2a plus 5 plus 3 over 2a. Okay? So hopefully you got that right. The answers to B is going to, so B is going to be B minus 3 over B plus 1 over B to the, nope, sorry, that's 5b to the third power. And then the answer to C is 2c cubed plus 3c plus 3 over 2. Okay, so hopefully you did well on those. If you didn't, see if you can figure out where you went wrong. Okay. All right, moving on to problem number 2, dividing by a binomial. This gets a little bit more tricky than dividing by a monomial. Okay, but this is kind of like the long division that you learned when you're in like elementary school. Okay, so our first step here is, so we've got, it says what is, we've got a trinomial divided by a binomial. 3d squared minus 4d plus 13 divided by d plus 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by beginning with the long division process. So I'm going to have 3d squared minus 4d plus 13, this one right here. I'm going to put that underneath the division symbol. And then I'm dividing by d plus 3. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, how we do this is you want to look at the first term of the d plus 3 and see how many times that goes into the first term of the trinomial, 3d squared. So if you think about that, try doing 3d squared divided by d. Well, you should know that 3d squared divided by d is just going to be 3d. So we're going to put that, when we do 3d squared divided by d, we're going to actually put that in this spot right here, because it's d plus 3 that we're dividing by. So I'm going to divide it, or I'm going to put it in this spot right there. I don't want to put it right here. Okay, I'm going to keep that space empty. I'm going to put it right here, because when I multiply this times this whole thing, I'm going to do 3d times d, which is 3d squared. So these are going to cancel out when we subtract. And then 3d times 3 is a positive 9d. Okay? So these are going to cancel out to nothing, right? And then we're going to subtract them, negative 4d minus 9d. When we do that, we get negative 13d. Then, just like regular long division, we're going to drop down the plus 13. Okay, and now we want to see how many times d goes into negative 13. Okay, again, you're just looking at the first terms here and seeing how many times they go into each other. So d goes into negative 13d, negative 13 times. So I'm going to put negative 13 right up here, and then we're going to multiply. Negative 13 times d is negative 13d, and negative 13 times positive 3 is going to be a negative 39. Now you might wonder, what do I do next? There's no terms left for me to, if I subtract here, I get 52, right? But then what do I do to drop down? Well, just 52 really is just going to be your remainder. So when you subtract here, you get 52 as a remainder. How you write that then, you don't just say that the answer is 3d minus 13. Okay, you have to add the remainder at the end. The remainder is not just going to be 52. The remainder is going to be 52 over this binomial that we were dividing by. So the final answer then is going to be this 3d minus 13, and then you're adding the remainder of 52 over d plus 13 at the end. Okay? So you got to remember to add the remainder at the end. Okay, again, if you need any of that repeated, feel free to pause, rewind, go back, whatever. Go ahead and try the got it problem now on your own. Set it up so that you have 2m squared minus m minus 3, and then the divided by sign, and then have the m plus 1 on the outside. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and work it out. Okay, so hopefully you took some time to actually work that out. I'm going to go ahead and work through this with you. We're going to do 2m squared minus m minus 3. Okay, on the inside. Remember, when we're dividing like this, you only want to divide using this first term. See how many times m goes into 2m squared first. Okay? So we're going to look at these two terms first. So m goes into 2m squared 2m times. So I'm going to put the 2m right there. Now I'm going to take this and multiply it, okay, distribute it times the m plus 1. So 2m plus m is 2m squared. And then 2m times 1 is plus 2m. Okay, now I'm going to subtract these. These cancel out. Negative m minus 2m is negative 3m. And then drop down the negative 3 like so. I should extend this line here. Now you want to figure out how many times m goes into negative 3m. You should know that that's negative 3 times. If you take negative 3 times m, you get negative 3m. And then take negative 3 times positive 1, that's negative 3. And on this one, it just so happens that when we subtract, we get no remainder. So our solution then is 2m minus 3. Okay? So again, if you have any questions over any of this, feel free to shoot me an email. You just don't get it, that's okay. Shoot me an email. again, feel free to go back, work out any of the got it problems again, look at any of the things that I went over with the problems, use it to your advantage. Okay, your homework for tonight is on page 681 through 683, numbers 18 through 19, and then 64 through 67 are a review of what we did previously. So 8 through 19 is new stuff that we learned about today. 64 through 67 is review. Okay? All right. Have a good day, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.